Let people fall in love with the real you. But you got to fall in love with you first. You're editing your pictures and you think a man's supposed to love you. You don't even love yourself. So how can this man stay golden to you? How can this man not look for something else when he sees something realistic in front of him that didn't alter their image or their character? Stop over explaining yourself or accepting the bare minimum from people who don't believe in themselves. I'm not taking nobody's opinion that doesn't even believe in themselves. I want to be with the delusional people who really went above and beyond to get what they wanted and they desired because they believed in themselves so much that they went for it and they got it. If she can do it, yes, you can do it. If I can do it, yes, you can do it. If I can reinvent myself and continue reinventing yourself, because the journey never ends, then yes, you can. You can get up today. You can try, and even if you fall down or you give up today, try again tomorrow. But keep trying daily. If anything, let anyone that you're inspired by, let their success be the reason why you see that you can win too. How am I going to be able to measure up to the higher version of myself if I cannot compare myself to me? Hey girl, look, if you continue to compare yourself, you're not going to be going anywhere nor achieving any of your dreams anytime soon. And so I want to provide you with tips that have truly changed my life when it comes to comparing myself. These are the tips that I live by. I remind myself so that I continue to elevate my life, level up, especially as reinventing yourself, rebranding yourself is a never-ending journey. Even when you accomplish those goals, you're still gonna want more. Tip number 1 is going to be stay in your lane, babe. This journey you're on is yours, and comparison is only a distraction. Let me repeat that. This journey you're on, your storybook is for you. It's yours. And comparison is only the thief of joy, and it is also just a distraction. You got to focus on your goals and your progress because what you're building is unique. Nobody can do you better than you. I think you forgot that. Nobody can do you better than you. Nobody can love you better than you. Nobody can help you more than you can help yourself. Nobody can make you happy. Nobody can do anything outside of you for you. And that's why self-love is so important. Mastering self-love, learning about yourself, giving yourself grace, but always learning about yourself. Building on your palette. What are your interests? What do you do daily? What does your day-to-day routine look like? How do you eat? How do you nurture yourself? What do you put inside your body? Because a lot of y'all don't eat well. A lot of you guys don't eat nourishing food. So how are you supposed to feel good? So what are you doing about it? Of course, you're going to compare yourself to women you see on the internet that look fit, that look like they're glowing and they're radiating such confidence. Of course, you're going to compare yourself to those women. It took me years to learn this. It took me time to understand this. So no, nobody's journey is perfect. It's all about writing your journey, your story, because you are unique. Nobody can do you better than you. Tip number 2 is going to be turn jealousy into inspiration. Be inspired by those winning, those you look up to, those that may even make you feel a little bit of jealousy and envy. Turn that into inspiration because those women also have a story. Have you ever asked them how they got to where they are? I actually remember being very insecure and jealous of women at one point, especially if they came across really powerful and intimidating. I know a lot of the time we see what we see and we think, oh my gosh, their life is so perfect. They don't have any struggles. They're so pretty. They get everything they want. You have no idea what anybody is going through in their 24 hours, what they're struggling with. Some of the most beautiful people on earth are struggling deep down. And a lot of beautiful women are actually way more insecure in this world, right? You don't want to be insecure. Beauty, true beauty, when I discovered that I am enough, that I don't need to be like anybody else, more people were attracted to what now, the aura, the energy that I've been radiating in the last 4 to 5 years has made me stand out, has made me radiate more confidence and beauty, that I'm way more approachable. I get whatever I want. I could have any guy that I want. I know this. My man is amazing. He knows he can't play with me because now that I take care of myself, I have options. Now that I'm a different woman, I'm powerful, I'm independent, I'm smart, I'm very wise, I don't play. You can't play with me, so I've got options. And when men know you have options, they treat you differently because that's a risk of losing you. For so long, it was a risk of losing him or men, how they felt about me, how they perceived me, how the public perceived me. And I started working on myself to where I don't really care. If it's meant for me, it's meant for me. If it's not, it's not. We want what other people have, thinking the grass is green on the other side, yet you're not even watering yourself like a damn plant. Your plant over here is dead. It's dry. It's lacking water. It's malnourished. It's unhealthy and unhappy. So what do you think you need to do? Add water. And what happens when you start to add water to your plant? You start to grow, you start to glow, you start to radiate healthy energy. We love healthy energy. That should be your priority. Surround yourself with those kind of people that are lifting themselves up, elevating, leveling up. Don't be jealous of those women. Ask them, how are they doing what they're doing? Surround yourself with those kinds of women. Instead of comparing yourself, let other people's success inspire you. If she can do it, yes, you can do it. If I can do it, yes, you can do it. If I can reinvent myself and continue reinventing yourself, because the journey never ends, then yes, you can. You can get up today. You can get up. You can have faith. You can start believing. You can try. And even if you fall down or you give up today, try again tomorrow. But keep trying daily. Every person you're inspired by or maybe jealous of or envious, they tried. The people that you're like, oh my God, her makeup looks beautiful, babe. You got to try every single day to perfect this thing. And it's never going to be perfect. You just get better at it. You get better and better at it. So why not? Why not keep going? If anything, let anyone that you're inspired by, let their success be the reason why you see that you can win too. Let it be that you know there is room for everyone to win, no matter what age you are, no matter where you are in this season. It's never too late. I just want you to know that it's never too late. There's so many people that you're inspired by. Look, it took me 29 years. It took somebody else 48 years. It took somebody else 65 years. It took somebody maybe 17 years. Everyone's story is going to be different, but it's also who you're surrounded by. Don't be envious and jealous of these people. Go and ask questions. Go and ask questions. It's not a competition. If you feel like you're not where you want to be and you have a lot of negative emotion, you definitely have to deal with that, because there's no way God is going to bless you any further if you always compare and compete with people. No, God will never do that to his kids. There's so many women that I thought were my friends that were just competing with me. Baby, when I'm running my own race and you don't know that I'm running my own race, I'm very aware of my own lane. That's why they weren't lying when they said stay in your lane. A woman that is running her own race and staying in her own lane, that's power right there. You can't mess with her. You can't compare and compete with me. So I would rather be on the winning team than be against that team trying to compete with them. You're crazy. You got to be around people that are constantly elevating themselves and open to helping you as well. Because, you know, some people are gatekeepers, but those are the people that are comparing and competing with people, or they're afraid of somebody else's success. Again, those are people who constantly block their blessings, and they only can go so far. Faith in God, belief, wisdom, unshakable confidence. Number 2. Number 3 is going to be celebrate your own wins, whether they are big, small, tiny. Celebrate absolutely everything. The fact that you got to wake up, and I've been having this perspective lately. I've been waking up, and I keep mentioning this in my videos recently. God keeps waking us up, and we take it for granted. We take it for granted. That one thing right there is enough to get you motivated to take on your day. God keeps waking you up to win, maybe sometimes to lose. But in those losing seasons, there's always a reason. There's always a testimony coming. There's always a lesson that comes from the losing season. And you're not stuck there. It's a temporary season. But never forget that God keeps waking you up for a reason, and there's always a turnover. There's always victory at the end. There's always something better on the other side, because God always has better for you. Sometimes when things don't work out in your favor, that is because God said and God knew He had something better. He's trying to redirect you so many times until you wake up more grateful. That's why practicing gratitude is everything. You got to celebrate absolutely everything. Celebrate those times you tried. Celebrate those times you gave up, but you tried again tomorrow. Celebrate absolutely everything. And when you start celebrating yourself, like, wow, I tried better today. Like Shen told me I need to drink 1 liter of water in the morning and move my body. Celebrate that. If you keep going and going and going, you'll get consistent in your journey. What happens when you teach a dog how to do a trick and you keep giving him treats based on the trick that he keeps doing because he's learning? He's consistent with learning and he keeps doing it. So that's like us. We have to wire our mind to reward ourselves. And you don't have to buy things. You don't have to go treat yourself to a Danish. I'm saying really just clap for yourself and really vocally speak these affirmations over your life. Oh, I saw that coming. Every step forward counts. We want to move forward. We want to clap for ourselves like we would clap for other people. You're over here clapping for me, babe. Start clapping for yourself, because you deserve that. How you treat yourself should be the best thing on earth. Some people think it's ego, it's shallow to just clap for yourself, to be proud of yourself, to be constantly growing and wanting to evolve. You are meant to evolve. You are meant to clap for yourself, encourage yourself. Can't nobody do that for you. Sometimes it's fake from those mouths that really don't want you to succeed. So I need you to become your own best friend, babe. All you need to know is you're moving in the right direction. And if you feel like you're not moving in the right direction, God is always here to stay with you, to hold your hand, to guide you. This year, I decided to build a relationship closer to God. And I said, look, Lord, I'm going to surrender myself. I'm going to detach myself from what has been holding me back. And when I start this channel, I'm going to start at the bottom. I'm going to start as a beginner, as a learner, and I'm still learning. And I want you to guide me, because I'm going to need guidance. And whatever you need me to do, I'll do it, because I know I'm serving a greater good. I know that me becoming my best self allows me to showcase my transformation with you guys. From that first video till now, you can see a lot of changes in my aura, and that is just because I asked God to continue working in me. I can't do this without Him. You can't do life without Him. Whether you believe in God or not, there's a higher universe, higher power always working for the good of us, and I just knew I couldn't do it without Him. I don't need a bunch of people in my life, but I need to be connected by my Father and truly believe that He has the best for me. And that's all I want. That I want what He wants for me. And you need to go after that and center yourself. Clap for yourself. God is always clapping for you. If you're around people who talk you out of your goals and your dreams and make them feel small or impossible, clearly you're surrounded by the wrong people. So you need to remove yourself. Stop over-explaining yourself or accepting the bare minimum from people who don't believe in themselves. I'm not taking nobody's opinion that doesn't even believe in themselves. I want to be with the delusional people who really went above and beyond to get what they wanted and they desired, because they believed in themselves so much that they went for it and they got it. I'm not trying to be around nobody who's doubting themselves. because I've done it for 29 years and I don't want it anymore. I hope you guys are enjoying this chat. I hope I'm adding to you. All right, so tip number 4 is going to be a social media detox. I have done this a few times this year, especially as I was working on building myself on YouTube. That is so important, because if you're distracted by what other people are doing, then you are never going to be able to achieve your goals. And so I have to take detoxes all the time to separate myself, my energy, my vibe, and make sure that I am never distracted. My focus is my focus, especially when I'm leveling up. Chest. So I just want you to know, literally, I'm getting more and more confident walking through crowds. And I burnt myself. Look at this, I burnt myself. Okay, I'm gonna stand right here because the lighting is not too bad. If scrolling and watching everyone's highlight reel is messing with your vibe, you need to remove yourself. You need to remove yourself and take a break, or just take a step back, or unfollow accounts that just make you feel certain emotions and feelings that don't make you feel good. When you become aware of how you feel, you need to take control of it immediately. Stop going back to see what other people are doing. Stop going back to whoever you think is your competition. Stop watching and checking on what they're doing. Like I mentioned before, God cannot bless you and let your dreams come true if you keep going back to check on people out of vengeance, out of jealousy, out of spite. Like, God can't keep giving you anything further than where you are if you are doing everything out of bad intentions. Unfollow accounts that don't lift you up. Unfollow them. Stop checking for people. Stop checking what everybody else is doing, and create your magic offline. And that's what I do. I used to enjoy being on certain platforms, and now I solely just don't like being on there. I find I'm happier when I'm not on platforms like Instagram and TikTok. Not as often. I'll post, I'll get off, or I'll just take breaks where I come on for a day and I disappear for a week. But I don't owe it to anyone to keep showing up on social media. And so I don't get too caught up on, creating a certain lifestyle look on Instagram. I am who I am. I am this person on Instagram and off. If anything, I'm better in person because I'm aware of my energy. I do what I want. I'm very aware. In everything I do, very intentional with everything I do. I like to dress good, take care of myself, and I am who I am in person. You have to create the magic in person, in reality, not create digital images of fantasy reels, of highlights, and of filters, because a lot of people use a bunch of filters and you're not even well taken care of in person. How unfortunate is that? You're using all these filters and you don't even look that good in person. What? Like, my girls right now, we just got to stop that. I remember seeing a post by this girl and she's like, yeah, we don't use filters in 2024. Like, all girls just use all these filters. And I was like, I don't want to be a part of the crowd. Like, I never want to be a part of the crowd. I never want to be a part of the trend or do things just because other people are doing it. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to not be using filters. So I don't use filters. Girl, if you see me in person, you see in the hottest version of Shen in person. Anytime you run into me, you bump into me on any day, good or bad, yes, you're getting the best version of me. Some people, you see them in person and they don't look anything like what they look like on social media. They're botched, literally. They're snatched, and everything looks perfect. And that's why I was like, I don't want that life. So I created my body to look better in person than it does online. I created my aura to be better in person than it showcases online. I created the better version of myself in person than it does look online. A lot of people have it backwards, and that's why you can't be following people about what they're doing in their life. You got to go find yourself. You got to go create your own reality. Create your own dream body. Stop filtering and editing your images, thinking that when people come across, and you, especially if you're giving any self-help tips, if you're giving any self-help tips and you don't even look the part or act the part, your reality doesn't reflect what you're teaching, turn it off. You need to really start focusing on yourself, because you can't be, people want to be on YouTube. Well, you got to be doing anything you want to teach about or talk about. You got to be doing that in person. You got to really be doing that in your life. You got to be really doing that in your reality. Because when people come and they look and they find you and they see you, it's going to be disheartening to see that that is not who they were looking up to. And so many people are in this false reality of what Instagram, like some of y'all are better on Instagram. And babe, you gotta get really clear with your reality. So I'm not envious or jealous of nobody that I see on the internet. I look better, feel better, sound better, am better as a person in character in person than I am online. That's the goal, babe. Not to flex this fake personality, fake persona. You're editing your pictures and you think a man's supposed to love you. You don't even love yourself. So how can this man stay golden to you? How can this man not look for something else when he sees something realistic in front of him that didn't alter their image or their character? Let people fall in love with the real you. But you got to fall in love with you first. And lastly, before my phone dies, number 5, remind yourself you are the blueprint. You are the blueprint of you, of your life, of your choices, of your reality. There is no one like you, and that is your superpower. Instead of comparing yourself, embrace that you are unique. You are meant to be different. You are meant to stand out. You are meant to write and create your own storybook for you. You have to understand that you are unique. No one person is supposed to be alike, not even the twins. They're not meant to be the same. We're all different. Even your twin is different. I want you to know that you are a masterpiece in progress. And as you work on yourself, elevate yourself and level up, you don't have time to compare yourself. You don't have time to compete with others. You don't have time to watch or eat off of anyone's plate. You don't have time to see if the grass is greener on the other side. Babe, water yourself. Water yourself like the damn plant that you are, and God wants you to blossom. Water yourself. Stop thinking that the grass is greener on the other side, babe. Because actually, if you look behind me, it's not. It's green right here, but it's not over there. Water your plant. I'm on this side because hell yes, I'm blossoming. I'm blossoming. The only competition you have in this life is you against you. When I realized that, especially as a professional bodybuilder, yeah, I used to compare myself to other athletes when I was an amateur. I used to compare myself to the pros. And then when I became a pro, my first year as a pro, I was like, okay, I got to get like these women. They're, they look like this, or they do this and they do that. And then I took a step back and I was like, nah, every time I step on stage, I need to be better than the old version of me. I need to be better than the last time I stepped on stage. Or else if I'm comparing myself to other women, how am I going to be able to measure up to the higher version of myself if I cannot compare myself to me? And so I would put pictures side by side. I would put my posing routine side by side. Let me try and insert a clip over here. And I just kept getting better and better. And as my mindset grew and as my physique grew, my confidence grew, everything around me started to grow because I understood that I am my own competition. That's the only thing you need to understand in life. You are your own competition. You make your own choices every single day, whether you stay in bed, lay in bed, spend hours crying and depressed, or you do something about it. You find help. You go and seek outside of yourself the help that you need. There's so many platforms that allow you to have mentorship and guidance. Nowadays, we have so many resources. Sometimes you turn to the wrong people, like your friends. Sometimes you turn to, honestly, go to God. Go to God. That's where I went. And I did have coaches, I did have mentorship. But listen, if you have been struggling and battling for so long, that is definitely when I would recommend getting some help. I want you to understand that you are your own competition. And I hope this doesn't take you years for you to understand that life, God put you here for a reason, a purpose, to make it through every single season, even when you're doubtful. You have a purpose, you have a meaning for why you are here. You are special. You are unique. God has something for you. Don't you want to figure that out? Don't you want to discover it? That's why they say discover your potential. We are the first to see potential in everybody else before we see it in ourselves.